Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, part 3. Let's see how many of these remaining star signs we can get done this evening. Okay, how are we doing for time? It's 19:13 and happy 6th of July because I haven't said it yet today. Okay, happy 6th of July guys. Should we do a star sign reading or should we just kind of pick up on the star signs tomorrow? We can just do like a general reading. Like a right bright star, isn't it, above my head? Got 2 of them. Should we just do like a collective reading? Let's have a collective reading then. Yes, let's do that. Because there's 7 star signs still remaining. Okay. Oh, we use a druid. We're using a druid craft tarot. These are called the Rider-Waite tarot. Okay, I'll leave these. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's put these away. And I'll pick up with this tomorrow. That sounds like a good idea. Are we recording? We are. At 111. Well, it was 112. Just exaggerating time here. Exaggerating time. Okay. Oh, let's put these away. Right then. Now, I've been wanting to use these cards for a while, the Secret Language of Colour cards, and I have paid attention that the Druid Craft Tarot would like to be used. We can get them out now. There you go. Right, I want to have a look at the Secret Language of Colour cards first. Is my hair messy? I don't know why I felt the need just to ask. It's my hair. Look, it sticks out at the back. And I'm not aware of it until I kind of see myself on a side profile shot. It looks red. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me just take out a piece of my hair. Take it. Take another little piece of my hair now, baby. Smell it. Oh dear. You know you've got it if it makes you feel good. This card just kind of slid and turned itself around. Let's have a look at what's gone in reverse. Pink, let love in. Surprise, surprise. It's card number 4, the Emperor's card. Look, it goes with my like attire today. Pink, let love in reverse. Okay, love the hair. I do love the hair. Even with its quirkiness. Let love in reverse. Let's have a look at this. Pink, not really a masculine colour. Pink is the energy of unconditional love, opening your heart and helping to heal heart problems. It assists with releasing emotional challenges and brings tranquility. Pink also helps with insomnia and the manifestation of dreams. Open your heart with delicate pink colours. Love. Be aware of any tension in your body. Taking a deep breath. I felt like I was actually talking like to my love. Love. To my love. Yes. Okay. Love. Become aware of any tension in your body. Take in a deep breath and allow your body to soften. Focus on letting go of any hardness or density. Close your eyes and imagine you are holding the most beautiful pink flower. Breathe in its sweet scent, inviting its beauty and delicateness to open your heart. Take it. Take another little piece of my hand now, baby. Smell it. Breathe in its sweet scent, inviting its beauty and delicateness to open your heart. Then imagine pink light from the flower flowing into your heart and filling it up with unconditional love. Now think of someone you love and allow the love you feel to pour from your heart into his or hers. Savour that feeling of love and connectedness. Say, divine love, pour your healing light into my heart, softening it, purifying it, and regenerating it so that it is shiny, loving, and full of enthusiasm. Okay. Are we struggling to allow this in, divine masculine? That rhymes. Are we discovering? Are we discovering to let this in, divine masculine? I changed the word, see? From struggle to discover. Struggling to discovering. Okay. Should we have a look at this other card? I mean, it didn't really go scooting off anywhere. So it's in the upright. Let's have a look. Jade, take action. Card number 32. It's taking me to the stem of your, are they tulips? Takes me to Amsterdam with all that green. And the tulips. Missed it this year. That's it, tulip season's over. Maybe next year. Maybe. For King's Day? Jade, take action. Card number 32. Comes after green. And comes before aqua. Take action. Jade is a colour of serenity, tranquility, love, and nurturing. It creates balance, harmony, and self-sufficiency, releasing negativity from your mind and stimulating ideas. It's really taking me to the Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay. Listen to what the attributes are. Jade is a colour of serenity, tranquility, love, and nurturing. It creates balance, harmony, and self-sufficiency, releasing negativity from your mind and stimulating ideas, making what is complex seem simpler and doable. Jade is a cleansing colour. Allow Jade to help you take action and make your life easier. Okay, action. Whatever you have been putting off doing, just do it, like Nike styling. Whatever you have been doing, or whatever you have been doing, whatever you've been putting off doing, just do it. Let go of any excuses and take action. Think of what you would love and surround yourself and your desires with a jade light. Say, I can do this, it's easy. The universe supports my goals and dreams and manifests them into physical reality. Right, I'm intrigued to see what cards want to come out. Let's go to they're not the Druid-Craft Tarot, they're the Rider-Waite. We're wide awake. Okay. It's good to know you're ready and we're wide awake. So on your mark, set, get set, go. It's whack-a-day, no school today. Here's what you've got to do. No school today, what we got to do? Be spiritually strong. Maybe you need to go, no school today. I think every day you need to be personally developing. Because you're very closed off about letting love in. So, it's whack-a-day, no school today. Here's what we've got to do. I've got coffee granules in my finger now. Okay. Well, not across my finger now, not under it. Coffee. John Coffey. Walking the mile. A psychic. A very spiritual person. Okay, so where was we? Whack-a-day. No school today. You've slacked on your personal development. Okay. It's taken me to that book, A Choice for Love. You have to choose to adopt love's way. Okay, so you've got a masculine here who's, have you got a headache? Is it all a bit too much? Like the downloads, that's what I feel. It's like it's a bit too much to take in. Okay. So I feel like the masculine's kind of turned down the radar and turn the dial. Okay, off here. Whew. It's like he needs a breather. Let's have a look at Jade. Take action. Oh, I just realised what I was thinking in my mind. It's like he can't see the woods for the trees. Okay, but he's out. So it feels like he needs a breather just to kind of reflect, look back, let love in. I feel like he has let it in, and then it's got him onto this clean slate, and then it's like, well, now what? This is seeing the light through the trees here. Okay. Right, you go back over there with pink, let love in. Let me turn it around the right way. And then we've got 32 here with Jade, take action. That's a deep masculine voice I heard then. Take action, deep masculine voice. Take authority. You're the emperor. You can do this. Okay. Oh, the cards are like really sleek. Oh, you're happy. Look at this. Sunflower. That's on the other side of that. When you let love in, you take action. You feel inspired, supported, nurtured, and things start to grow rapidly. What's growing rapidly? Your masculinity. So I feel like a strong sex drive then when I said what's growing rapidly. Look, he's holding on to like a wand here. Look at the end of his wand. So this masculine is growing rapidly. There's a surrender here. Once he surrenders and lets love in, it just overtakes him. Okay, he's over the wall. He's transparent. Innocent as well. Okay, he's innocent. I'm innocent. Can we just use these cards to actually just get a little story, please? What's going on? What's really going on? Two of Cups, that's what's going on. What's going on? It looks like you're just about to you're being pulled in by love, divine masculine, look. By that thing that you're trying to avoid and resist, it's pulling you closer and closer. Look, even like your garments, your attire is green. Denotes the heart chakra here. The heart. Straight from the heart. There's an innocence to it. You've grown rapidly. Well, soon to be. You're soon to be what? The divine masculine? Well, it's soon to be the Two of Cups here. Soon to be, you're like Two of Wands. It's with the Two of Cups. It's like you hold passion for yourself and your feminine. You hold a wand of passion for both of you. And this is pulling you together. I feel like, if you have a look here, like you've only got one stick. And it's like now you've got two. These are your crutches. I feel like you've been relying on yourself for so long. You've got like a walking stick here, but I feel like the divine's giving you some crutches so you can actually get there. Okay. Like hiking sticks. Hiking sticks? Oh, okay, I get this. So this is the divine masculine, he's out. Over the garden wall. And he's out in the clearing, which is what I picked up here. Okay. Now, interesting. Let's have a look at this now. So you can kind of, I don't know what that is, whether that's a boat on the peak of that little tiny hill there. It's not a massive hill, is it? Should we call it a sand dune? Okay, a sand dune. This is where he is. Like here. In this picture. This here is him actually getting closer. Closer to where? You can't see the woods for the trees. He's out of the woods, but I feel like this is where he gets nurtured, because it's like he's coming into the green, green grass of home. So actually, this is where you are, Divine Feminine, with all this lush greenness. I feel like he feels jaded. Okay, so he's tired. He's right there. He's not actually turning around facing. You can't really see here, can you? Whether he is actually facing you or facing away from you. But he's there. The 2 and the 2 make the 4. The 4. Took me to the 4th of July. So whether or not he's hiding like in the sand, but I feel like that could be sinking sand. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. Could be having a drink. Celebrating maybe, just taking time to, I don't know, celebrate, recharge. What's this card wants to tell us? 8 of Swords. Okay, again, it's not anything for you to be interfering with, Divine Feminine. Have a look at this card here, and again, you can see the sand behind her. So you can see here, through, which takes me really to the sand dunes. And it's like you're on this grass here. Okay, but it's like you can't actually go over there. He has to come to you. But your foot's there. It's like, are you tempted? But your energy is calling him in. Okay. Anything more? And this card. That's fine. We've got another 3 cards in that order. Your intellect is pulling him in, Divine Feminine. He's actually attracted to your intelligence. It's the Princess of Swords. Okay, this is about you being the observer and being intellectual with how you actually handle this situation, knowing that, well, the Divine Masculine's hiding. He's, I felt the energy, he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed by love. Like I said, it's not really like a masculine colour, is it, pink? So he's a bit embarrassed with his femininity. There's a slight energy here of actually being embarrassed of you, Divine Feminine, that you are like totally and utterly in love. Okay, it's like, not what's her problem, it's like, what is it about her? It's like, well, she's just love. So this very much is the energy of you pulling in love. You're just like liquid love. And you're drawing the masculine in here. That always takes me to like Swark, sealed with a loving kiss. So I'm feeling the masculine's a little bit embarrassed about acts or displays of love being known. It's a different side to him. It's his feminine side. Let's find out some more. Hangman. But he doesn't want this to come out. It's like his tools are down in the background and he's hiding behind a tree here. And I was taken to this bush here. It kind of gave me the energy, it's up a bit high, but it felt like it was lavender. So it felt like it was more soothing to be in this wisdom than to actually be expressing it out loud. So it's really nice to hear it, okay, but to actually share that love, like openly and speak. This is somebody that likes to be adorned in love, but you wouldn't know it. Well, I think that you know it, Divine Feminine, but others wouldn't know it. It's all a bit hush-hush. Listen. And he's going to be held here, like held in love, until he lets it in. Interesting, the Hangman. And Justice, and the wise old owl here. Okay. I feel like the divine's putting their foot down on this because there's a rock here with the foot being taken down on it, and I noticed the rock that was by the divine feminine here, and it's kind of like you think it's a divine pulling on it, you think it's the divine feminine pulling on it. It's actually the divine. It feels like the divine feminine is trying to stop the tension. Okay, but it feels like the divine is really yanking this love now. Yanking it through, I don't know, but I want to go to the journey of love. It's like yanking it through the ethers. It's like there's a frequency, a love frequency, and if you tune into it, you get like pulled in. Listen. Well, I feel like Justice is quite happy because like they've flung their what would you call them? Pigtails. 2 plaques in the hair. One's kind of been slung over the shoulder, so it feels like that's sorted. Balance has been kind of brought in here, and then the resurrection for the feminine's energy is ready. So it is kind of pointing out that the feminine being like the wiser one. So I'm looking at Justice as actually being more temperance, so feminine with the plait there, and then masculine on this side, which actually makes it look more like it's a, I don't know what you would call it, but some kind of pattern on the collar here. And I said about how your intellect is a turn on. That's what it is. Your intellect has turned the divine masculine into the frequency of love. Shall we go to the journey of love? I'm taken to the Bee Gees and You Win Again. When I said it took me to lavender, but I did consider whether or not it was a beehive. A beehive. It's taken me then to like Nanny McPhee with like behave, beehive. He was just about to marry an awful woman, and then these imaginary bees, didn't they? The idea from behave to like beehive. A beehive. That's what it took me to. Right, okay. You want me to see that top card? The Lovers. So if we're taken to like, it's taken me to the Two of Cups. And the beehive in between. I felt like it was zzz, like the interference. Like if bees were around, it'd be like zzz. So if he was up, maybe the beehive would be up in the tree, wouldn't it? Well, it would be up high. So it's like he's been taken away from all the sound so that he can hear and connect with the earth. So it's taken me to the universal heartbeat, tuning into the frequency of nature, feeling for Mother Earth's heartbeat. So it feels like all this noise of the bees. Okay. And this is very much about the divine masculine needing to act, his behaviour. He needs to be acting from integrity. That took me to, I was breaking down the word, integrity. It took me to. Inside, there's a grittiness here. Gritting your teeth. Okay. Well, this connection's being healed. And there's definitely a strong desire that's being pulled towards the divine feminine via the masculine here. So he's feeling horny. Okay. Let's have a look at the journey of love. I've changed the cards around here at the bottom and I've put the Hangman, the Princess of Swords and Justice. I said about using your intelligence, divine feminine, your intellect. Not just that, but it's actually connecting with infinite intelligence. because I feel like you and the divine are communing here. You're communing? You're communing. You're communing. Don't think too much into it, Lucy. Okay. Cards again feel really nice and light. That's the energy. Don't think too much into this. Just know that love will draw the divine masculine in. Love attracts love. Like attracts like. Lovers attract lovers. That's true though. Lovers attract lovers and haters attract haters. We got a few cards. 4 cards. We'll take them in order. All this blue here that's coming through with the feminine's energy. I can hold them all up. It's absolutely fine. Let me just cover up the masculine for a moment. Woo! How are we going to hold on to all these? Sweet Soul Rising. Card number 20. I can see the card underneath, it's Heaven. You want to know where you're rising to? Divine Feminine. Heaven. Card number 70. Ooh. Okay, Sweet Soul Rising. You may feel lost in your own thoughts and feelings, and this is a sweetness of surrender into another world. It's a time to dream, to wonder, not to be clear and sharp right at this precise moment. So I'm really feeling here with the feminine's energy. If you have a clear plan, let it become soft and feel your heart open to allowing whatever may be. And I feel like this is communing with the divine here. What will be, will be. We might believe that it is through tough action and dynamic assertiveness that we make our way through the world, yet sometimes the sweetness of the soul rises, and instead we can flow gently with the currents of the cosmic ocean, unsure of where we are headed, but safe in the truth that all waters naturally return to the ocean, where they are all wanting to go eventually anyway. You can use your own efforts to swim to your destination against the current at times, or you can float on the sweet love of your own soul, as it enjoys the privilege of getting to know itself as one with the divine. Very nice. I can see what's underneath there. Underneath Heaven is Shakti. That's the Kundalini. That's this sexual energy. I said he was feeling horny. It's the feminine energy rising inside of him. You've got like his blood, not boiling, bubbling. It's a bubbling, it's in his heart, the blood in his heart. It's gurgling. I can actually like feel and hear the heartbeat connecting back like to life, to love, it's pulsing. Okay, let's go to 70. Heaven. You are meant to live heaven now, not later, sometime after you die. What use is this life and body if not to live heaven now? Look for the mad divine genius in all that is, especially the puzzling parts of your life that make you scratch your head or tear at your hair or scrunch up your face and scream with frustration. Those are the places in which the divine is saying, here, heaven is hiding. Let's unveil it together. Let me show you. Let me unveil your own mad divine genius right here. Look for heaven, even in hiding. It will not withhold itself from you for long, beloved. It wants to be known by you. So all this distance with the masculine here. So I'm feeling this message is really for the masculine. It wants to be known by you. Let love in. It's pulling you closer. Shh. This oracle brings you a special message. The Enlightener is calling you to more, to more, to more. More divinity, more love, more acceptance, more embrace of life. There is no limit in what is being offered to you from the divine lover, calling to you the beloved. Did we read the poem from the last one? What happened with Sweet Soul Rising? I think we kind of cut it short again. Okay, well, let's finish this message first. So, there is no limit in what is being offered to you from the divine lover, calling to you the beloved. Rejoice and know that the dance of love between you and the divine is a removing of veils of illusion, one at a time, until you behold each other naked and true. This was the transparency here that I could feel with the masculine. Until you behold each other naked and true, finally, to discover you are each other. You are love. Know it. Know it. The sky ablaze with morning light on silver wings of birds in flight. In gratitude, a tear released, a knowingness embraced at peace. She speaks to those that gaze below, ancestral wings which call my soul, to open hearts and soar above. In awe, the winds await this love. In awe, even the wind awaits this love. Can we go to Sweet Soul Rising and see what the poem was, please? Because it was quite a long poem. I'm not sure what happened. Okay. I didn't even finish reading the message, seriously. Okay. So you can use your own efforts to swim to your destination against the current at times, or you can float on the sweet love of your own soul as it enjoys the privilege of getting to know itself as one with the divine. Let's carry on. This oracle brings you guidance now. Surrender and flow. This is not a time to assert your will and try to make things happen. So we've kind of swapped. That was for the masculine, that message there. That's what I felt. Divine feminine. Let's go back to this. This oracle brings you guidance now. Surrender and flow. This is not the time to assert your will and try to make things happen, no matter how much you may want to or believe that you should. Okay, it's you, divine feminine, that needs to hold back. The taking the action part is really with the masculine here. Taking the action towards you, divine feminine. Wanting some action with you, divine feminine. There is something bigger happening, and everything is going to turn out perfectly according to a far larger plan, and that includes your well-being too, beloved. Sometimes we have to let go of our expectations about how that bigger plan will be achieved and just let it happen, trusting that it will actually take place even without us striving to make it so. This is one of those times. Okay, let's read this because I picked up on the innocence energy here. I'm innocent. I felt like holding up the Lover's card as well. Let's do that. Okay. With innocence I share my heart, a smile expressing with a tear, sweet words and feelings that impart everything that I hold dear. The promise of a blossom high, the air is bathed in fragrant scent. I felt like it was lavender, not a beehive. Lavender, soothing. The promise of a blossom high, the air is bathed in fragrant scent. To reach the sun, you have to fly. Desire wells with love that's meant. To wait for heaven's soft embrace, a fruit so firm and succulent, God's promise must remain so chaste, while passion's glow is slowly spent. Such patience born with times in sight, my soul doth burn in embers light, and savours fresh and moist and ripe the gift of love when it is right. When it's ripe, when it's right. Well, we've got Shakti. There's sexual energy here that's peaking. That's peaking. Who wants to peek? A sneak peek. Okay, 19. We can hold it up with, see the card underneath. It's the void underneath. Let's hold this up. Shakti. Shakti is divine feminine fire. She is the body awakened with light. She is the divine feminine, and she is the Kundalini, the energetic force that moves through us, triggered by love, that leads to enlightenment of our body. With our Kundalini coming alive within us, we cannot remain as we once were. It is impossible. Might come in now with the beehive, with behave. Okay. We may try to lead the same lives, be the same in our relationship patterns, and perhaps even behave properly, but it simply cannot be done. Soon our disguise slips and people wonder what happened to her, or what has gotten into him. Love. Like I said, it's like, what's her problem at the beginning? It's like, she doesn't have a problem. What's got into it? It's love. Same as you, divine masculine. Full of it. Soon our disguise slips and people wonder what has happened to her, or what has gotten into him. We are on fire with the divine and we cannot help but misbehave. We are no longer satisfied with trying to be the good child or fearing we are the bad child. We know ourselves instead to be the divine child. That child divine, lives fully and with passionate fire, not doing things the way that they are supposed to be done perhaps, but living instead from the heart. Our body may ache as we burn through old pain, and sometimes the light within may seem so bright it blinds us for the moment. But that will pass, and the misbehaving will suddenly be seen for what it is. The old rules just don't fit anymore. You don't plug a globe capable of illuminating the whole world into the bedside reading lamp without burning down the house. Best to let that light shine as it was meant to in the big arena. Shakti is making your light grow, beloved. Be prepared to shine brighter. This oracle brings you a message. You are going through energetic shifts in your subtle anatomy because your energy body and physical body have already begun to merge with each other. This takes me to the Two of Cups here. Well, what I actually feel is this is the energetic body and this is the physical body. It's the same connection. Okay, just this one's very much more spiritual. This is kind of like when you're questioning and there's a lot of fuzziness about what is this connection. It's when love meets love. Okay, this is kind of like when unity meets unity, oneness. This is a oneness consciousness. Okay. This oracle brings you a message. You are going through energetic shifts in your subtle anatomy because your energy body and physical body have already begun to merge with each other. The energetic shifts will affect your physical body too. It is always wise to consult a healthcare practitioner, but at least some of your physical challenges at the moment, from aches and pains to tiredness, are due to this energetic awakening. Take responsible action as you feel is necessary, such as tending to your physical well-being with healthcare that feels supportive, but also remember to rest. Get some time in nature and nurture your body as it is spiritually awakening into greater light. Should we read this poem? Let's hold the lovers up. I have watched you hurting and felt helpless to make life better for you. Loving you is having to make choices to let you be who you are, who you become, and all the who's yet to come. To love you is to ride the waves of your passionate embrace of life, ever mindful of the change in the wind and the occasional tempest brewing. Page number 55. Loving you is having to make choices, knowing it isn't my fault, I can still choose to take it personally or just be, while I listen and watch you unfold. Your heart is a beauty I will always love. It's the part of you that hasn't changed much over time. When I lie beside you and hear you breathe, when I touch your skin or caress your hair, you are timeless, and I choose loving you. Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. We've got the void. You see that light at the end of the tunnel? Soaring through the void here. The void always takes me to like the 5D. So we have the 3D dimension. This is Earth, okay, where we live. And then we have the 4D, which is travelling through like the spiritual tunnel where you awaken. And then you see the light and you're there in heaven. And then it's easier to kind of move through the tunnel. You can bring heaven down. You can draw heaven down into earth. You've got to experience heaven first. Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. They say in heaven. What do they say in heaven? Love comes first. Who make heaven a place on earth? The lovers make heaven a place on earth. That's who? Two of Cups makes heaven a place on earth. Well, it's the truth. Let's read about the void. At the ending of every cycle and the beginning of every cycle, there is a moment of transition. It may last for any amount of time. A moment of feeling or many years of deep inner work whilst feeling displaced. The transition may require patience to endure the absence of knowing, the lack of certainty about who you are and why you are here on this planet. A void may open up between one moment of meeting with your lover and the seemingly endless stretch of time, even if it is only days that seem as though they are eternal in duration as you wait to reconnect again on a much deeper spiritual level. Yet if you cannot accept the entry, we're talking to the masculines here who's not really over keen on this colour of pink. Anyway. Yet if you can accept that entry into the cosmic void as preparation for your next cycle of manifestation, if you can accept that darkness is holding you with love, not with unfeelingness, then you can relax and let the preparation be what it must be. Then you can be well equipped for the next steps forward on your glorious divine adventure this lifetime, meeting the beloved, whether divine or human lover. It's both. It is the divine human lover. Then you can be well equipped for the next steps forward on your glorious divine adventure this lifetime, meeting the beloved, whether divine or human lover, in a fresh new moment. Excited, open, and curious always. This oracle brings you guidance. There are parts of your own process unfolding that you simply cannot know about yet. It will not always be this way, but for now, It is most helpful for you to only deal with what is immediately before you. All else will be shown when the time is right. There is growing to be done, and then the void will bring forth the next step on your path to meet you. You do not have to worry, and you do not have to search. Be present, be patient. When you can do something, do it. When you cannot, just be. Your time will come. Your time will soon come. If you are holding a question about relationship, surrender it into the void and let it become what it must be, according to spiritual wisdom and love. The poem, a coming together, a blending of one, where understanding spans the space between and separation disappears to form anew. A new earth. Separation disappears to form a new earth. Okay, Rumi? We go to a Rumi? Now, I've been having pains in my lower back, which could suggest, obviously, the root chakra with the Kundalini here. Okay, it's like it's untwisting, it's like sharp pains. Okay. Like it's been coiled up. It's at the phoenix rising. The sacred phoenix rising from the ashes. But let's see what Rumi has to say. Enter the garden of delights. I'm just taking you to kind of showing you the garden of delights where I can see it here. It's like you're both on it. It's like you're in Eden. Anyway. Enter the garden of delights, card number 28. I saw a sacred heart, sacred phoenix heart. It does very much look like this pathway here. Are you aware that sweetness is found everywhere in town? Are you aware that winter is gone and spring has come around? Are you aware that sweet basil and the carnation are whispering in the garden and laughing about how simply everything is found? Are you aware the nightingale has come back from its flight, singing out messages of love to spread delight with every sound? Everything in the garden is granted the right from the divine court to appear for our delight. Bring me to that justice card here. Everything is here to make the earth green and alive as a haven for our life. What remains buried in the soil will always endeavour to reach out. No one truly alive can ever be pawned to a prison or a tomb. So no one truly alive can ever be pawned to a prison or tomb. Rumi. There is a sweet spot when entering the garden of delights, a moment where the senses have gorged themselves upon beauty and become heavy with their fullness, slowing the mind so that it can perceive the divine beloved dancing behind the veils of nature. But first comes the sensual feasting, and I feel like this is the connection when the divine masculine and divine feminine, like this divine love here, how you get lost in each other and feel lost apart from each other. You feel lost apart from, it's like you feel lost apart from when you're with each other. Okay. But first comes the sensual feasting. Blooming orchids arrest the gaze with their startling and strange beauty. Nectar from the ripest fruits of the garden drips, luscious and sweet upon a savouring tongue. And I feel like this is where the masculine's being held, so that he can actually pay attention. Are you aware that sweetness is found everywhere in town? Are you aware that winter is gone and spring has come around? Just when it comes to like the nectar here. So blooming orchids arrest the gaze with their startling and strange beauty. Nectar from the ripest fruits of the garden drips luscious and sweet upon a savouring tongue. Hungry for gossip, the ears shamelessly eavesdrop upon the birds in melodic conversation. They sing of greatest, most passionate love and boundless living joy. The ears open wide to take it all in. The craving for touch is sated by rough, textured bark falling from the ancient trees, soft, dewy grasses, cool in the shade, the crunching leaves making their sounds under the hot sun and dancing feet, and the caress of that sunlight upon bare shoulders, with weight of its own like a silken wrap placed just so by a caring lover's hand. The breeze, the very breath of the beloved Earth Mother, is sweet with scent of lavender. Are you shitting me? I shock myself, okay, with my gift. The breeze, the very breath of the beloved Earth Mother, is sweet with the scent of lavender and jasmine, warmed by the Sun Father. Oh, drink in it until your arms raise themselves to heaven. Your head tilts, eyes rolling back in your head, and your sacred animal body is mindless and in love. The garden of delights, narcotic in effect, lulling the senses from tension into sacred languor, that love may be experienced. Let us rest here in the midst of so much life, where the goodness of life is felt and the heart is free from any prison of pain or doubt. Come, be in the garden with me now. Let us be free and feast to our heart's content. Okay, that was just the beginning part of it. You have been granted entry into sacred space, a mihrab, a sanctuary for worship. When the soul is well acquainted with love, I was going to say well equipped with love. When the soul is well acquainted with love, life becomes a temple of love, the sacred space in which the soul can grow powerful through expansive worship of love. Let me repeat that. When the soul is well acquainted with love, life becomes a temple of love, the sacred space in which the soul can grow powerful through expansive worship of love. You are being invited by your spiritual brother Rumi to enter into life, to commit to coming alive, even if at times this feels deeply challenging. Sometimes a part of you may rather stay locked in an illusion of security for a time, perhaps expressed through the preference for what is known over what is unknown, what is familiar and comfortable, compared to that which is unfamiliar or uncomfortable. To tussle with the parts of us that would deny aliveness is a natural part of growth. It can seem, excuse me, it can seem so risky, with such potential for heartache, and yet what could be more heart-wrenching than the slow death of a precious human soul suffocated by fear and inertia? That is the greatest risk, of never really and fully being born into this world of wonders. So Rumi is your midwife, there to ensure full spiritual birth. He is standing at the threshold with you now. You're being asked. You are being asked. What's that mean? You're being asked. He is standing at the threshold with you now. You are being asked to cross this threshold from the life you have been living into the aliveness that is flickering and glowing at your feet. It is love's wild, hot embers at your sacred feet. Come here, it's the only card that really sticks out here. Okay, with all the colours. Seriously. It is love's wild, hot embers at your sacred feet. They will erupt at any moment into a holy inferno, taking hold of you and igniting you from within, transforming you into living fire. To come alive requires shedding of so much adherence to the fear of death. The great brother whispers wisdom into your heart. You have heard it, felt it already. The fear of death is so much more terrible than death itself. Nothing is dying in you but fear, so the heart can live more freely. Death and life are twin angels, dancing together in communion with the sacred. Now, I said that I felt the divine feminine was in communion with the divine here, with justice. So it's picked up that word as well. Death and life are twin angels, dancing together in communion with the sacred. They are not opposed. They bring the soul aliveness and make the garden of delights possible. That's like the yin and the yang, death and life. They bring the seasons of the soul that foster growth and take the appearance of dying away, which is actually part of the cycle of life, again and again and again. You have been through much death, dear one, around you, within you. You have been through much death. We're repeating that apparently. You have been through much death, dear one, around you and within you. You have known this dark angel. This is why you are so full of life. Your attempts to stay as you have been, to render something in your life immobile or impervious to change, have failed. Let us celebrate. There is no delight in frozen moments long since past. We try to feast upon such food. Oh, why try to feast upon such food? It will not nourish you anywhere near as deeply and fully as fresh from the oven morsels of life. Come, let us taste all that is on offer. We drink headedly and satiate our deepest thirst. Let us enjoy the richness of the meal in gratitude for its preparation and awe at the skill involved in such masterful creation. Do not let the memory of death starve you of your participation in life. Do not hold on still to that which is past. Oh, it doesn't. I said do not, but it's actually asking you a question. Do you hold on still to that which is past? I will soothe you with a loving touch upon your back, and yet gently I will turn your head to the right and urge you to see the rising sun. Your life is blessed, you see. I want you to know this now. I want you to accept this now. Let those horrors of the past be gone. They are no more than phantoms. The garden is here now, to be touched, tasted, seen, heard, felt, inhaled and loved. It's such a strong message. This part here about turning your head. I will soothe you with a loving touch upon your back, and yet gently I will turn your head to the right and urge you to see the rising sun. This oracle comes to you with a message. A new day is dawning for you. This is a time when the past will very soon cease to have any hold over you. Celebration is imminent. You are invited into the golden light of divine plenty. Put your worries behind you now and step into your divine inheritance, where all is sorted according to kindness and grace. Beautiful reading. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a fantastic evening. Take care. Much love. Bye for now.